afternoon to all our viewers. How are you today? I hope you are happy, especially to our dearest grade 6 learners of Davao de Oro, together with their parents who are always guiding with them in today's episode. This is your school TV broadcast in English. I am very much delighted to be with you in our learning session through TV. At your service, I am Teacher Resyl Apocero from Nabunturan Central Elementary School SPED Center. Please make yourself cozy and comfy wherever you are right now, and make sure that you can watch this broadcast clearly. Prepare yourselves and all the necessary materials like your pen and notebook for you to take down, most especially your module for this episode. Before we start our new lesson, let us recall first what we have discussed in our previous lesson. Did you still remember? Think about it. We'll see. In this part, you are to review what you have learned in the previous lesson about informational text. Are you ready? Well then, to begin, please open your Quarter 2 module, Lesson 1.2, Let us try page 1. Match column A, types of informational text, to column B. Write your answer on the blank before the number on a separate sheet. Now, please show us your answer. Yes, number 1, letter C. Number 2, letter A. Number 3, letter B. Number 4, letter D. And number 5, letter E. You've got the correct answers. Awesome! At this point, before we continue this lesson, let me show you some pictures here. All right, there you are. What can you say about the pictures? Yes? Children are reading books. Very good. They enjoy reading books. Yes, it's fun to read lots and lots of books. Do you still read books in this pandemic time? Yes, you do. Aside from the pictures shown to you, how do you like to read books? All right, like the children in the pictures, you also like to sit and sometimes lay down while reading books. Why is reading books important? Yes, very much. Because it can give us important information and ideas of what is going on and happening around us. Job well done, kids! High five for that! All right, kids, buckle up for the next slide. Read this selection and answer carefully the questions that follow. The chirp of the grasshopper is one of the best known sounds of summer. The sound is made by male grasshoppers rubbing their hind legs against their wings. Grasshoppers can be found all over the world, especially in warmer countries. There are over 9,000 species and not all of them are able to fly. Number 1 question. What is the selection all about? Good! The selection was all about grasshopper. Number 2 question. How many species of grasshopper are there? Yes, there are over 9,000 species of grasshopper. Number 3 question. What have you learned from this selection? There you are! Fantastic! There are over 9,000 species and not all of them are able to fly. A round of applause for that wonderful answers. Tracking back the railroad of our previous topic, informational and factual texts, can you tell us more of those? What is informational text? Yes! This is a text with the primary purpose of expressing information about the arts, sciences, or social studies. This text ranges from newspaper and magazine articles to digital information, to non-fiction trade books, to textbooks, and reference materials. There are specifically 5 types of informational text. 1 is literary non-fiction. It includes shorter text such as personal essays about art or literature, biographies, memoirs, journalism and historical, scientific, technical or economic accounts, including digital sources written for a broad audience, autobiographies, biographies, other narrative, nonfiction, informational picture books, and informational poetry often fit into this category. 2 is narrative informational text. This typically communicates accurate information and has a well-defined beginning, middle, and end. Example, a countryman and a snake. 3 is procedural texts. These provide step-by-step guidelines that describe how to complete a task. Example, how to make a fried rice. 4 is expository text. These utilize various text structures such as description, cause and effect, comparison and contrast, problem and solution, question and answer, and temporal sequence. Example, inventions. Last is number 5, argument or persuasion texts. These provide evidence with the intent of influencing the beliefs or actions of the target audience. This typically includes claims, evidence, and warrants to explain. Writers of persuasion and argument also make appeals to the author's credibility, to the audience's needs, or to reason and evidence. Example, should children be allowed to stay in at break times? That's all. Now, it's your turn, kids. Open your Quarter 2 English Module 1.2. Let us assess on page 7. This part of activity is tiring. You can decide which one of the 2 activities do you like most to answer. But we will still check both activities. The more answers to discover, the better learning you guys can gain. I will leave you for a few seconds and answer on a separate sheet of paper or on your big notebook. Have fun learning, guys! See you in a bit. Finish, class? Let us now figure out the correct answer. Exercise 1, direction. Distinguish the text type in the graph. When we say question and answer, that belongs to? Yes, expository text. And your answer is correct. What about biographies? That belongs to? Yes? Very good. Literary nonfiction. What about cookbook? Yes? That's right. Procedural text. And this literature, beginning, middle, and end? Anyone? There you are. Correct. It's narrative informational text. What about claims, evidence, and warrants? Yes, it's argument or persuasion text. Yay! Bravo! Now, let us proceed to exercise 2, page 8 on your module. Direction: distinguish the text types below. Write your answer on a separate sheet. Now, here are your answers. Number 1, literary nonfiction. Number 2, literary nonfiction. Number 3, procedural text. Number 4, literary nonfiction. Number 5, narrative informational text. Number 6, procedural text. Number 7, narrative informational text. Number 8, literary nonfiction. Number 9, literary nonfiction. And number 10, English Expressways, is literary nonfiction. Let's see if your answer is correct. Perfect! Congratulations, kids, for a job well done. Way to a big smile badge. Before grabbing your individual badge, let me ask you something, kids. What have you learned best this afternoon? Yes? Excellent! It's all about informational text and its 5 types. Since you can already distinguish all of those, can you enumerate them again to the class? Sounds great! High five, everyone! Ready for your quiz? Go, go, go! Again, this is tiring. You can freely choose which type of test you wish to answer. Just sit back and relax. Please turn your module 1.2 on page 9. Test 1A. Here is the direction. Answer the following questions below by putting the letter of the correct answer on the space provided before the number. Read the questions carefully. And next, just take turn to your module 1.2, page 5. Test 1B, here is the direction. Distinguish whether the title of the text is literary nonfiction text, narrative text, procedural text, expository text, and argument or persuasion text. And finally, Test 1C. Here is the direction. Name as many texts as you can that are using different informational text types. You can also paste the text here. Please note, just leave to me the checking of this Test 1C in your paper. I will leave you again for a few minutes. Just take your time. Now kids, are you still there? Great! Now, let's check your answers. Test 1, page 9. Direction. Answer the following questions below by putting the letter of the correct answer on the space provided before the number. Number 1, the correct answer is letter E. Number 2 is letter A. Number 3 is letter C. Number 4 is letter D. And number 5 is letter B. Test 1A. The direction. Distinguish whether the title of the text is literary nonfiction text, narrative text, expository text, and argument or persuasion text. Number 1, the correct answer is literary nonfiction. Number 2, procedural text. Number 3, literary nonfiction. Number 4, narrative informational text. And lastly, number 5, literary nonfiction. And there your quiz ends. How's your score? Who got perfect? Very good. Indeed, I am so blessed and happy to hear that. To those who scored below 10, don't you worry. There's always lots of next time. You can still study, refresh, and review the correct answers right there in your module and make the most out of it. And for your assignment, you can open and choose the type of test you like most to answer. This is also tiring. Just open your Module 1.2, page 6, Activity 1 or 2. Or if you want more, you can answer the additional activities right there in your module. If you have questions and queries, feel free to text the cell phone numbers there written in your kit. This is your English teacher, Resyl Apocero from Nabunturan Central Elementary School SPED Center. Always believe that success in education is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do. See you next time around! Dito sa TV Eskwela, sa pag-aaral, sama-sama. Bye-bye!